Yes, you are.
Yes, I am. See, he agrees, everyone. To what you don't know. He said I'm the best. Let's have a look. Luke's already here. He's keen.
Hi, Luke. How are you doing?
Hello.
I've got to say, if Luke's watching, I haven't posted your stuff yet. Sorry. I need to post Gareth something as well, and I ain't posted him. I haven't got to just ain't had time to get to post office. I will this weekend. And I have found you a Godzilla if you still want it.
Well, now that's out of the way.
I'll message you later or tomorrow.
Now your personal business is done.
Yeah.
You're wheeling and dealing. We shall. What are we doing? Oh, I forgot. Spawn, the director's cut.
Spawn.
It's a special edition director's cut. Yet, no special features. Not even a trailer. It doesn't say what the director's cut involves. I know it's supposed to because it's a 15 here. I think it was a 15 on release in the UK. Because I know it was a PG-13 in America, and then they released it.
Yes.
Physical media to an R-rating, but no one knows what the difference is.
No.
so it's all for a good fun. Evening, Dave. Evening, friends. Watched this a lot as a teen, probably more than I should have. I think it's definitely a 90s teen film. I'm trying to think.
What year did it come out, Gareth? What year did it come out?
1997.
Oh, so I'd say 98 on your.
Shut up. You waited till we were alive to tell me that, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You've probably known for months. Right, where's my facts? Well, we're distracted. So, yes.
What? No.
Can you name the 4 other black superheroes of the 90s?
Blade.
1. Yeah, this one too is. I'll let you have
Comet
those 2.
Man.
Who? Meteor Man, 3.
Meteor Man, that's it. There was one other, but the name eludes me. Gone, who was it?
Steel.
Oh, yeah, of course, Steel. Shaquille O'Neal in the DC, the DC character that spawned out of the Reign of Superman story from the death of Superman in 1993, but had no connection to Superman.
No.
What? It's a great character, and I love the character of Steel. If they wanted to do another a Superman film with a black Superman, that's the way, or version of. That's the way I'd want to see him go. A proper version of that character. He still pops up in comics today. He's still relevant. I think he's the one character out of the 4 Supermen that were introduced that had more longevity.
Okay.
Sorry,
but I'm confused. Film. I thought Black Panther film was the first black African American superhero.
No, I should have known. Still, I've got it upstairs on DVD. No, I don't want to do a watch party of it.
Well, I had to buy this special. I used to have many copies, and I put them all in a pile, and I must have put the one I was going to keep in the pile. And so I had to buy this at great expense of like £1.50. So send a check.
Don't knock it.
They've got it. Anyway, there you go.
Still, yeah. 99. I think Still was 97 as well.
Okay. So Dave watched this at the cinema as well.
Yeah, I went to cinema for this.
So it was a 12 at the cinema. It was released on video in both 12 and 15 versions, but the 12 rated video was rare. I think. Yes, it didn't pop up on my research because this was $14.99 in John Menzies back in 1998, I guess, because it would have been a year later. So, this is Spawn from 1997.
So, just so before we go, I do have my Blu-ray.
Hang on.
UK Blu-ray.
I thought you said you'd done this in a video earlier.
I did. I've done a video yesterday, especially for this showing the Spawn collection. Yeah, that includes comics, figures.
I didn't see your porn collection.
Spawn collection, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Spawn collections to come. This is the US release of it.
That's a better poster, isn't it?
Sorry?
It's a better poster.
No, I actually prefer that. I like the.
Oh dear.
Yeah, but I do like, and then I have a German steelbook for the film, which is actually quite a rarity now. This one, it commands a bit of cash online.
Oh, that looks nice. Yes.
That's my TV, the series that they've done.
Did that come out first before the film?
No, that came after the film, I believe.
Okay.
Voiced by Keith David.
That's him.
Yes, who you will know. Well, he's in a lot of stuff, isn't he? The Thing. He's in the Thing.
The Thing, or Never Touch Another Man's Fries, or
yes, was he the alien at the end? I still have my making of book from Titan Books back in the day.
There you go.
I do have the first issues of. Well, I have probably the first 100 or so issues of Spawn the comic book. And then I stopped reading it, and more recently I've got back into the character. So I'm buying the they're selling these compendiums, which are 50 issues in one book. It's literally like a telephone directory.
Yeah, that was a book and a half.
And they cost about 50 quid a piece. But when you consider there's 50 comics in there, all in colour, so I'm getting them and I'm going through and catching up. Do you want to know a bit about the history of the character? Or do you want to do that while the film's playing?
Yeah, there's a long intro. Let's do let's do that while the film's playing. You got yours queued up?
Yes.
I'm guessing it still is entertainment in video. Just a different logo, is it? All right, where are we? There we go.
Good old entertainment in video.
Yeah. All the good stuff back in the day. Right, so there you go. New Line Cinema, who were the only ones that would let wanted to do it.
What? Todd McFarlane?
Yeah. But they were the only ones. Todd McFarlane, he sold the rights to them for $1, sorry.
That's right.
Then but he held on to marketing and the toys and such.
Yes, well,
right. Go ahead.
What do you want me to say?
The history of the Spawn character.
Okay, so what happened was you had a lot of comic artists, writers, artists who worked for Marvel. Todd McFarlane himself is co-creator of Venom, but they wouldn't see no real royalties from these characters. They wouldn't get much. Marvel were underpaying them essentially. And so any character that they designed in Marvel becomes a Marvel property. They've got no say on the character. So a lot of these big creators jumped away from Marvel and they set up Image Comics. And in 1992, their first comic they released was Youngblood by a fella called Rob Liefeld, who's quite renowned in the comics industry for his pouches and his inability to draw feet and over-exaggerated body proportions. And the second comic they released was Spawn from Todd McFarlane. As a comic, it still goes today. Since 1992, it's way above, well, not way above, it's above 350 issue-wise. Todd McFarlane holds sole rights to Spawn. And there we go. That's pretty much it.
Hasn't he messed it up and lost all his money now?
He messed what up?
I don't know. I read something. I don't know. I wasn't paying much attention.
I know he lost money. I'm not sure the ins and outs of that. I don't know him and what he does. Obviously, he's got his own toy company, McFarlane Toys, which back in the day used to do the Movie Maniacs line of figures.
Yes, that's it. Which
then are now the sort of stuff that NECA does. But Todd McFarlane's company they do all the DC figures, and yeah, obviously they still do the Spawn figures. Yeah,
many that you have out of the box.
I have hardly any out of
them. Matt's here. Love the Fairlines figures of Spawn back when they were just NECA at the time. Not seen the film for a while, but Michael J. White is underrated. Yeah, there was a long list of people they wanted for this, and he was the only one that would put up with all the makeup and prosthetics.
That's right. Yeah.
So it took 3 hours to put the burn makeup on and stuff like that. Yes. He is underrated. He's just not had a big film, has he? Because he hates
No.
this film. So
I don't know why.
well, yes, let me just read you some reviews of the time. And you can talk to this one. Dazzling, non-stop special effects, says the New York Post. More fun and faster on its feet than Men in Black, says the Portland Oregonian or something. A comic book come to life, the Los Angeles Times. Dazzling, non-stop special effects, says the New York Post. One of the greatest dark thrillers of our time, says Teleporticus. 4-star spectacular, says the New York Daily News. And Spawn rules, it's the ultimate thrill ride, Fox TV. Wow. Who am I to say any different?
Absolutely. It has got non-stop special effects. Just a lot of them are pretty abysmal. That's all.
Hello, film fanatic. Yes, John Menzies was still around at that point. So yes, 25 years ago, still had. This has, unfortunately, awaited Melinda Clarke more than anyone. Her character Priest was supposed to come back as a she version of Spawn, but they didn't have the budget. But she does come back in the comics.
But she's Spawn, which is, she's got her own. Well, she ain't got her own series, but there's a series at the moment called Scorched, which is like a team up, Spawn team up, because you've got loads of different variations of the character.
Right.
So you've got Gunslinger Spawn, you've got King Spawn, you've got like Medieval Spawn, and you got She Spawn, and they're and the Scorched comic is sort of headlined by her with the others in it as well.
Okay. So yeah, this is Greg Nicotero and Kurtzman special effects, and it's ILM who did Jurassic Park and such films as Star Wars did the special effects.
Yeah, I don't know. They just had pennies to play with.
Well, apparently, Hell was envisioned as just an empty black room, so you didn't see anything, and it's just the characters. But then they thought that's not very cinematic, so then they rushed.
It would have probably aged better than what's happened now.
Yes, it would have been a dark thriller, but yeah, as soon as it goes to hell, that's with the effect budget and the cape. They could only afford the cape.
Suit.
The suit is cool.
Look at the suit in this; it does look good.
But yeah, they couldn't afford much of the cape.
No, and the reason they done the cape computer animated is because when Todd McFarlane would draw it, it was big. It was big and flowing. It was massive. It was stupid size.
Because I think he does have it on the background there of the cover. So yeah, Franz had that book. I never saw it anywhere. Paul's here. It's one of those movies that, as much as people shit on it, hit me at the right time, and I still love it. McFarlane needs to stop cock teasing us and give us the reboot. Yes, many times he said reboot, sequels, etc., and nothing's come to pass.
The problem is he's got creative control over the character.
Yeah.
And he wants that control. He's wanted to direct a film of his own.
Yes.
And I don't. That's not a good idea.
Yeah, because what is it? Who did Spirit?
Frank Miller.
Frank Miller did. Yeah.
Now Frank Miller is credited as part director on Sin City, but you had Robert Rodriguez there, so he was. Frank Miller was just there with him. So you had someone there who had film knowledge and directing background. But as soon as Frank Miller got the Spirit, and that's what I fear with Spawn. If Todd McFarlane,
his vision,
he needs someone who knows how to direct and then work with him on what the film's vision should be.
Yeah, so apparently this director, this is his only theatrical film, and there was a lot of reshoots, and Michael J. White said he didn't know what was going on at the time and what was supposed to be happening, and he didn't have fun. So that's why he's never petitioned for another one.
Hi, Kel. How are you?
Hello, Kel. Thank you for joining us. Have you ever heard of the character Six Gun Gorilla? No.
No.
Mm-hmm. Right, there you go. Definitely needs a reboot. Trouble is, they're probably aiming for like 100 million to 200 million budget, aren't they?
Yeah, but they need to. Yeah, they don't need that much on it.
No.
You can do it with a smaller budget.
What was this one?
Saying that about Noah's message there is a gorilla in the Spawn comics. Cyborg, Gorilla.
So it was a $40 million budget. It made 87 worldwide. And probably a lot more on home video. So I'm surprised it wasn't a straight-to-video film sequel. But
it done. It obviously made its money back. So,
and they've was it whitened his partner in this from the comic books. He's a black character, but they didn't want him to make people to think it was a black movie, so they gave him a white friend.
D.B. Sweeney.
That's him. Of trying to think what else was he in Memphis Belle? I'm trying to think now.
There's a TV series. What's the TV series he was in?
New Line Cinema. Piss poor CGI in the day. Gotta love it. Yes. If the first hour is fine, it gets away with it, and then it just goes to hell, literally.
Now
here we go. The priest, the glowing green priest, who
he's had his ready break.
Yes, exactly. And then he's the priest from Exorcist 3, who does the exorcism in the theatrical cut. I didn't realize that, with short white hair. But yeah, I think he passed away after this film.
Yeah, I believe he did. Yeah.
Bizarre that they got Nicole Williamson for this. Yes, I thought that when I saw it, I thought, what the hell is she doing in this? She's better than this. But they did. Well, they're saying that they've got
yes,
Martin Sheen in it.
Yeah. Yes, the comic has. Like I said, you've still got the comic going. You have Gunslinger Spawn comic. You have King Spawn comic. You have Scorched Team Up comic. You've recently just had another Batman and Spawn crossover comic between Image and DC. And and also, I mean, I did show it in my video. I've got a bot of figures, a double pack figure of Batman and Spawn together. Because McFarlane Toys, obviously, they do the toys for the DC characters. So it was very easy to have that DC crossover. There was a DC crossover with Batman back in the day as well. DC done one and Image done one.
Right. So yeah, this is Melinda Clark, or Mindy Clark, as she was in Return of the Living Dead. I think she's doing, was it the OC or something now these days?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Martin Sheen looks really odd with his black beard and hair. The recent 2000 look doesn't look, because it was only like a year later he was doing what? The West Wing.
Now, her character in this was made for the film and then went into the comics.
Yes. There was supposed to be another character. Oh, what's that? Chapel?
Yep.
He was supposed to be in it, but McFarlane didn't have the rights to him.
No, so Chapel, I may be wrong here because it's been a long time. I think Chapel was a part of Youngblood.
That's it, yeah. I heard that. That sounds familiar.
So it was Rob Liefeld's. And him and McFarlane did have a falling out at one point because they were trying to one-up, or Liefeld kept trying to one-up McFarlane in drawing and all this sort of a thing. And so there was a bit of, and they had a massive falling out. So that's probably why it may have been around that time.
Yes, the director, I told you, Francis listened to the commentary, but yeah, he is. I think he did take over a bit, especially with the reshoots, and I think the studio wanted a quick, snappy action film, but I think Michael J. White already signed on to a dark thriller, more sort of thing. So yeah, that's probably one of the reasons he's very upset. But, hello, Joseph. We are watching. Where's it on? Unfortunately, Spawn. At least Supergirl had a lovely lady all the way through it. Born into Darkness, Sworn to Justice.
That's all right. We can do Catwoman next.
shit, I forgot about that. As attractive as she is, Halle Berry couldn't say that film, or Sharon Stone. But yes, there is Melinda Clarke jumping around. She doesn't look very good in that rubbers, but yeah, later on when she comes back, before she gets taken out. Everyone's saying hello. Oh, ain't Blumhouse making Spawn? It's probably on their to-do list, I should imagine.
Yeah, but McFarlane's recently given them a ultimatum: get it started in the next year, or he's pulling it away.
Okay, well that makes sense.
That's probably a month ago or so that came about, that news.
Yeah, so they did really set fire to Michael J. White here, and when his arm is on fire. Apart from that, all the other special effects. There we go. There he is, because he's conveniently covered in anti-inflammatory stuff.
Yeah, that's that's the goo that she squirted out of her gun.
I'm sure it's a flamethrower type of gun that they just didn't have the pilot light on. The hell sequences in this never look good. The bad lip syncing with the devil. Yeah, they were going to have a puppet, but they thought that would look stupid.
Yeah, it looked far better.
Apparently, the CGI devil. He's not, well, whatever he's called. He's not. Is he the devil? Because
Malbolgia.
That's him. He never moves his mouth because his voice is supposed to be coming from all over hell, not this puppet, CGI puppet.
Yeah,
and then we jump 5 years.
Crap.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, in the comics for this character, and I always thought it was a shame they didn't do it in the film. But obviously he's burnt up. He comes back like 5 years later.
Yeah. Is that in the comics?
Yeah, he's burnt up. His wife's moved on with his best mate. And obviously he doesn't want her to see him because he's all burnt up. But the devil gives him this power to change his look, to make himself look normal. But when he does it, he becomes a white guy. As a way of sort of, just trolling him, so to speak. Do you know what I mean?
I thought so.
So he can change his look, but it'll be like this white guy with blonde hair, big blonde bushy hair, as he was drawn in the comics. And I didn't mind that idea. I thought that was quite good. I don't think there's but
did R.I.P.D. rip that off?
Yes, similar. Yeah. R.I.P.D. also being based on a comic book from Dark Horse Comics.
Ah, yeah. So, what is the point in Spawn? I tried to work it out the other day because he gets killed. Is it, and then sent to hell, and then comes back to Earth 5 years later with no memory of whatever happened in the last 5 years. So, what has happened in the last 5 years? Has he just been? Is time run different there or something?
Well, I guess so. Yeah, it's not linear.
And then was it Miko Hughes from Pet Sematary and Kindergarten Cop, that foul-mouthed little boy that says there are only two genders.
Yes. Oh, Reddy Breckman's about.
Yeah. Yeah, that I don't know what that glowing is. But McFarlane is in this film. He is one of the tramps.
That's right.
I think it's later on when the fight happens.
Yeah.
Right, okay, there you go. So, Six Gun Gorilla O'Neill, also known as Six Gun Gorilla, is a gorilla who was kidnapped as an infant from his home in Africa and taken to America. He was older by a prospector named Bart Masters, who he loved like a father until his owner was eventually killed by Tut Strawhan. Okay, is that in this? Yeah. Sorry, that's the other guy. So, who does the voice of the devil? Is it Frank Welker?
It is.
It is. Yeah, there you go. He's Nicole. Yeah, the lady who's slumming it. But yeah, I think he was just looking for work. He was in something else as well. Exorcist 3 and something else, someone said. No one's heard of Six Gun Gorilla because it was a massive flop, so it got cancelled, and now it's public domain. There you go.
There we go.
You make your own film of it. Steel is a DC character in Superman and Lois as well.
Yes, he is. He is in that.
the
But I
TV
don't
show.
like. Yeah, that's right. I don't like the look of what they've. It's more of an Iron Man costume in that.
Okay.
But also his backstory in that is completely different. He comes from a different Earth where he was married to Lois Lane.
Okay.
And she gets killed in that Earth, and he's over in our Earth, and yeah, so it's got the story of the characters nothing like the story of the character of Steel in the comic books.
Right. Yeah, Sam Rockwell. I don't think he starred, but he is in one of the Foot Clan, isn't he? Or one of the thugs in the Foot Clan.
Yeah, small, very small part.
Very small. Misses. I have to watch the film and comic books for Sworn. Sounds interesting. Yeah, the character is good. Unfortunately, this film starts off all right.
I can watch this film from time to time. I ain't got, it's one of those films that I know that what I'm watching is a bad film, but I've got an affinity for the character. That time of collecting comics in the early 90s was almost like a magical time. It's collecting comics now is nothing like what it was back then. And like I said, I was there when Image Comics came about. I remember all about that and what was happening. And yeah, it was just, and then this comes from a time when you weren't getting many comic book films, No,
definitely not. Yeah. Apart from the 4 we mentioned and the 4 Batman films, there was no.
But it's it. Marvel were just releasing things like, Punisher. What I like, Captain America, the dodgy one with rubber ears. Which again, it's a film that I can sit and watch.
That is one I do watch occasionally just to see.
Yeah, so it was just like But saying that, not many films characters from Image have had films made. Walking Dead is an Image, was released under Image.
Yes, that Frogs film with what's his name? That cowboy guy with the stash is a false advertising.
So obviously that's John Leguizamo in the.
Yes, he had a hell of a time to get on his knees most of the time, and he still had hours in makeup.
And he's proper hamming it up in this.
He is proper hamming it up, but yeah, that's one of the bonuses for the film, though. So, this film has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 or 7 comparisons to RoboCop. The first film.
Is it?
Yeah. Both films show the main character working for a government agency. Both films show the wrongful, violent, excruciating death of the main character. Both films show that the main character's death robbed him of his family and normal life. Both films show the main character eventually seeking revenge for his death. Both films show rampant city corruption that the main character must contend with. And both films show the advancement of technology that serves a huge purpose for the entire story.
Yeah, that's like reaching.
Boom.
That's really like, where'd you read that? Where'd you get that from? Because
IMDb.
What? I'm
IMDb.
pretty sure that you could take any film and make connections just like that. Any 2 films.
Okay, see people. I've never seen Spawn either. Well, save yourself the money. So if they'd made a good version of this, say Dark Knight level in 2008, do you think you'd ever come back to this film?
So say that again. Sorry, who's that question?
If they had made a sequel or a reboot in 2008, like the Dark Knight level or Batman Begins,
yeah,
you think you'd ever come back and watch this film?
Yeah, of course.
Says the man that doesn't like Blade Runner, the Batman, and how many other films that you?
No, I didn't say I didn't like Blade Runner. I said I find Blade Runner to be a very slow, rather boring film, but I appreciate the craft behind it and the world that it. I prefer that. I like the world that it's built up. But the film I find to be, and I'll be honest with Blade Runner, I think that if the film didn't have the ending that it has, and I'm talking the whole rooftop scene, it wouldn't be lauded over as much as it is.
All right.
Take that out of the equation, and yeah, it's much like it's what I call the Dirty Dancing effect. Whereas if you take that end dance scene off and that song out of the film, it ain't going to be as lauded over as what it is.
I don't lord over that one. I know you like it.
But I like 2049. Blade Runner 2049. I think it's fabulous.
A lot of people say that's slow and boring and nothing happens.
No, I can sit and watch that. And I do read the Blade Runner comics from Titan Comics. Hello.
Say hello to Uncle AJ.
Hi.
How you doing? You all right?
It's fun.
Well, him. Well, that's the clown. Oh, he's
Great
on.
film with a mate.
Uncle AJ will send you some comics.
I've got some spare. I'll send him that.
You can send him some of your foul Vampirella ones.
No, can't.
Hang on.
Not yet.
You discuss this comment. I'll just tuck him in. I'll be there.
Discuss what? The poor CG that we're looking at now. The era of Darkman and the Shadow, when superhero movies were a bit of a damp squib. Yeah, Darkman was all right though. It spawned, no pun intended, 2 sequels. What were they called again? One was called Die Darkman Die. Oh, The Return of Durant. That was the second one. And then Die Darkman Die. With Arnold Vosloo in the role. Darkman's getting a 4K release in the US. February this month coming. Steelbook. And a standard Amaray release. The Shadow, I think that came out around the same time as the Phantom. Very similar. But I prefer the Phantom to the Shadow. I find it to be more fun. Shadow I find to be quite a tough watch. Next question.
You're supposed to be in the bed, not me. Go on, get it. Punk. Yes, the Shadow. He knows.
Yes, Shadow. Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, directed by Highlanders, Russell McGill,
Malachi.
and then Darkman with Sam Raimi. And this Spawn was, well, they wanted Tim Burton, but he said no.
Yeah, that's all right. I wouldn't have wanted to see Johnny Depp running around as the violator.
Yes, the humor has of his soiled pants and farts and
yes,
other. Everyone's still last at bottom for the same jokes.
Yeah, he's kind of child humor.
Do both movies have I'd buy that for $1, guys? I didn't check. I don't think so. Do you think I will like Spawn? It's a horror movie. Is it a horror movie? It's got horror elements.
Yeah, no, it's not really a horror film. I wouldn't class it as horror.
Well, I guess it's the same as like Hellboy and Ghost Rider, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Horror characters, but not horror films.
But this ain't a good film. This isn't a bad film.
If you watched it 30 years ago, you'd have loved it.
I think so. I think, but even then, you knew that some of the effects were just abysmal and poor because they were then. But I think, yeah, it's one of those films that I don't know. I don't know what you'd get out of it if you didn't know from my perspective, if you didn't know the character.
Well, I knew nothing about him.
And you saw
See?
this. I take it you saw this back in the day when it first came out.
Yeah. I
And
can't
what was
remember if it's. I think it was the cinema, but yeah.
So you watched it a few times.
Only ever. Yeah, I think I've seen it more in the last 2 days this week than I have.
Well, you're the one who push yourself through it. Makes yourself watch
I
this
thought
stuff.
it would still be good. So save yourself an hour and a half, my job. Yes, look, spoilers for Carlito's Way, but yes. Benny Blanco does, although he did have to do Super Mario Brothers.
But this film does have something in common with the Batman as well.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's an abysmal interpretation of a good character.
Oh, dear. Right. The Snake King. What's the worst Arnold Schwarzenegger film you've ever watched?
Oh.
Junior.
Yeah, I was going to go Junior.
I liked it when it first came out, but then I watched it a couple of years ago and it was god awful.
I gave Twins a rewatch about a year ago. That's still pretty good.
Yeah, that still holds up.
But there's an era of Schwarzenegger films that I find completely forgettable as well.
Oh, yes.
Which is like The Sixth Day.
I like The Sixth Day. So
Collateral Damage is one that I just...
Yeah, that's another one
that's not very memorable to me.
Yeah.
What's the one that they made the sequel of not long ago?
Eraser?
That's it, yeah. Yeah, a sequel rebooty type thing. Yeah, Eraser, another one that I find quite forgettable.
Low budget remake.
Yeah, there's this era there where I just don't remember his films. Cool.
End of Days is his horror film, isn't it? But still quite
End
light.
of Days sort of edges into that as well, yeah. But I quite like that.
We're still on about the gorilla, I think. There was a little bit more plot. A road gun's Dirty Dancing did wonders for watermelons. Yes, there he is, Benny Blanco from the Bronx. Price. But yes, he is. Can I tell you a joke? I dare to say yes, but I don't have to read it out if it's terrible.
That's right.
Oh, yes. Randall. Arnold Vosloo. I need to look him up. He is great because he's in the Darkman sequel, isn't he?
I was saying that when you weren't here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's right. I was rambling on about Darkman and its 2 sequels.
Yeah, look at whoever he is. He was on about how Mario and the Latinos, and he was playing a Italian back in the 90s. Yeah. Bottom is funny, clowns aren't. So yes, what's his name? I'm calling him John in this. He does actually. Those are real maggots, and he does eat a real maggoty pizza.
Yeah, then he vomited straight away. Though.
Yeah, and then same with the worms later on. Yeah, so it cuts and then.
Well, at least he goes method with it, you know.
Well, yes, I got to give him that. He was, and then he got attacked by.
And they can't say no maggots were harmed during the filming of this production.
No. Well, he's starting to. What are his powers? He's got the special suit that sort of protects him.
What are his superpowers?
Yeah. What is the point of him? He's come to Earth to do what? To kill Martin Sheen. So Martin Sheen sets off this bacteria that kills the world.
He wants to. The devil wants him to lead his army.
To do what?
Well, take over the planet, basically. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a certain. It's like Ghost Rider.
Oh, yes.
with Ghost Rider, right? He's given the power by the devil, the Ghost Rider powers, to go and basically get rid of people for the devil to get these souls.
Yeah.
Which he says, no, I ain't going to do that. I ain't doing that. I'm going to use the powers myself. But then he gets bad people and does whatever he does to them, kills them, whatever, his penance stare. What ultimately happens to their souls? There's a kind of contradiction in the character and what the character does. But no, he's basically, Spawn is taught in the comics by Castigliano, whatever his name is, the other guy, the old knighty guy.
Yeah.
To use the powers for good and not for bad.
But so as long as the devil or hell gets their souls, it doesn't go where they come from.
Now the suit itself, they changed the suit in the comics. It was just a normal suit, but then people started questioning, because when McFarlane was drawing the suit, things would change on the suit. Like you'd have this leg pouch that he's got in the comics would be on one leg, then it'd be on the other leg. People would be counting the spikes, saying, "Oh, why'd you got 5 spikes this time?" And round his leg, and 7 spikes this time, and that made McFarlane then say that the suit is alive, symbiotic, and so that's why you see the differences, because it changes stuff up on the on him whenever it comes, whenever he gets the suit on.
Yeah, because it's not the same in any of the scenes he's in. Although Melinda Clark is bursting out of that suit right now, so I'm distracted.
Yes, she is.
And
it's a shame that they killed her off as soon as they did in the film.
Yeah, I know. It would have been nice to have her come back for the fight, but yeah, almost saw his cape then.
Yeah, no, you'd find Spawn pretty cheap.
It's you can see extra probably leaving it on the front door at night when they go home. So,
although the German steelbook goes for about £100.
Well, yes, special editions. Yeah, you will. But your standard DVD, you'll have no trouble finding it. No. Bottom is clever, dumb. This is just dumb. Nothing makes for a better watch party than a shit film. Yes, this has got plenty of mileage.
It's more to talk about with it, isn't it? What's the TV series that D.B. Sweeney used to be in? I'm going to have to look it up. Sorry.
Was he in 24 at some point?
He may have been, but there was a show I used to watch with him back in the day.
He was on that ice skate, The Cutting Edge. He did. I remember back in the day.
What was it he done? D.B. Sweeney. He would have been in the 90s.
See, quality Batman parallel from Michael Myers, he says.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of. So you wouldn't do a watch party to Batman with me, Gareth, because I thought it would have been a good watch. Because I know it's too long, but you like it, and I don't. And
I want to listen to the music.
There. It was only in 2 episodes, 24.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't in long.
I meet
yellow.
I get it. Junior, jingle all the way. Red Sonja, the next day, Batman and Robin. Oh bloody hell, we got a list from Michael Myers though of bad Arnie films.
Oh yeah, he voiced in Dinosaur, Disney's Dinosaur.
Oh yes, I remember that coming out. 2000.
Strange Luck, that was it. TV series called Strange Luck.
Oh yeah.
It only lasted 17 episodes. I say only went 1 season. Sorry,
was in the James Mansfield story. Yes, back in the day. Was he Austrian playing a Swedish or something? I don't know. He was playing a Mr. Universe back from the 50s. So it's the new King. Oh, Argyle thing. Yeah, is it related to the Kingsman? It's just similar spy thriller, isn't it?
I believe so.
Are you not seeing it tomorrow, AJ?
Oh, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, normally you're first out with reviews.
No, I'm not. I did watch Thingy last night with a
Oh,
review.
Thingy.
First time watch of Let Me In.
Which version?
The
Which one?
the Chloe Grace Moretz
Ah, yes.
version.
Is it let the right one in? The European one?
Or is it Let Them In?
I can't remember now. Likes Halloween. I know you and Mr. Levant are mates. Yes, but yes, we are mates. So be careful what you say about Jingle All the Way. I couldn't stand it when it came out, but then
I've got to say, Jingle All the Way for me isn't. We watched it a couple of years ago at Christmas. Again, I hadn't seen it since it came out, and I really struggled with it. I thought it was. I don't know if people like it. Seriously, there's something about it, and yeah, there is a smugness to it. It's something that I was embarrassed watching it. I was embarrassed watching it. I had my kids here as well. This went a bit younger, a few years ago, before they, so it might be about 5 years ago or something. And yeah, it was. There was something embarrassing about watching it.
Wait till you see Jingle All the Way 2 then with Larry the Cable Guy.
Did they do it too? Did they? I didn't know that. Oh,
Yes.
I had no
Sorry.
idea.
There's a crotch shot of Priest then.
Rewind.
Yeah, hang on. The camera was way down low when she got out of that car. But he did Problem Child 2, yes. Okay.
Oh, he's just done a Batman for the skylight.
There he is. Yeah, ripping off Batman. But this is the clip they always show of the film where the cape looks cool and he looks cool coming down. And the effects hold up.
Still not that great. It might look all right on VHS, but
yeah, on HD it doesn't look right, right close. But it's the best bit in the film. If you're going to show the best bit, there you go. Watch Super Mario Brothers on TV in the school hall. Biggest pile of crap I've ever seen. I guess that's the old one.
Yeah, you remember them days when you used to watch films in school?
Wheel the telly out. Well, Matthew does still, but yeah.
I remember once. I remember once when we was in history class and we was watching Aliens. It was in secondary school, so this was.
Yeah, as I say, that's an 18 certificate film.
Yeah, and what happened was we couldn't watch it all, and the teacher had to return it to the video store. And I said, "Oh, well, I've got a copy at home. I'll bring it in. We can carry on watching it." And it wasn't a copy that I'd ever sat through and watched. It was one that my brother or brothers had got. So it was obviously a pirate copy. Yeah, decent copy, but copied onto. And in hindsight, luckily nothing happened. But in hindsight, the geezer who used to get them to us used to transfer them over tapes that possibly had pornography on them.
Definitely did, you mean?
So, but I didn't realise this until after, and then I just had these visions of it didn't happen, but I could have just been cutting off, and all of a sudden you're in the middle of something else.
Well, yes, like everyone says, wait to the end of Aliens. At the very end of the title, you'll hear the face like that.
Yeah, but what'll happen is you'll get that fuzz. You know, the fuzz that comes down the screen. Probably know something.
AJ, you're expelled. That suit fits her very well.
Yes,
I do like his belt buckle. It's quite useful. So it looks like he's hurting her.
So it's a shame. Like, this is where she exits the film.
Yeah, I know. I thought, they're coming back. She comes back. I forgot she doesn't. Because she gets shot in the head here, doesn't it? You don't have the guts, and then his eyes go red for this bit. Then there's no squibs in this film. I noticed at the beginning when he attacks the tower at the beginning, he shoots everyone, and they go, but there's no blood. But yeah, he gets one headshot somehow, and then there's that bloody clown again.
See, that's pretty cool. When the mask goes up over his face, that looked all right.
Yeah, I'm guessing. Yeah, it's all animated. I'm guessing it's him doing the stunts as well. I don't know if he does that backflip with the Uzis firing at no one, and him just shooting everyone or everywhere, but only hitting one guy. So yeah, then because he can able to turn the suit turns into a camouflage.
Yep.
She did. Yeah. Michael Myers is arguing about Melinda Clark must have been an Aggie in that PVC corset thingy. She looked great though. Yeah, she does look great in this. She still does now.
Yeah,
Same as Angel.
about film. Let's see if she's.
Oh yeah, he's gonna the pages are stuck together.
What?
Twins in Kindergarten Cop work because Arnie was still doing his tough guy thing. Jingle doesn't work because he's trying to be funny. There you go.
See,
Get off my channel, both of you.
There's a concept art of what? Where is it?
Hang on. Let's make it
There's
bigger.
a concept art of one of the ideas for her.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Where did he go? He was standing on that ledge a minute ago. This 6-foot monster with a massive cape, and now he's gone. You can see the breakaway paving slab. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, Return of the yeah. The only zombie you'd want to put your dick near. Oh yeah, you just read the book unless you're going to find something interesting.
That's issue 1 of the comic there.
Oh, hang on.
Which I do have upstairs somewhere, but in a box that's.
Yes, that looks good.
That comic sold. Was it a good couple of million copies?
I don't think Arnold is that bad in it. It's just everyone else is trying too hard to be funny. What happened to Sinbad? Actually, don't bother answering that question. Sir Sinbad, yeah. So yeah, they bring her out. She's got a bullet hole. Oh, she's dead. Yeah, she's got a hole in her head. And then they put her in something, and you think, oh, she's going to come back later on. They're going to fix her, but no. Oh, he's in here. No Evil with Martin Sheen. I don't know that one. She was hiding that, even though she was cut up. Daniel Harris again. Sinbad was in another crappy family holiday I've totally forgotten the name of. I think there's 1 or 2 of those. Because I think he was a stand-up comedian, isn't he? Oh, there you go.
He was, yeah.
Spawn is actually in the chat. Welcome, Spawn. There's fans of the character. I'm not sure about the film.
Well, I like the film. I watch it from time to time.
Yeah, I've no idea about Argyle other than Matt Vaughan directed. I don't watch trailers either. Yeah, and I'm not going to the cinema much. It's exactly the same as me.
What's that? You don't go cinema?
No, I barely went last year. There was nothing.
Why am I still big on the screen?
Oh, gross.
Yeah, what's going on? I looked up and got a fright.
I remember we tricked the supply teacher into putting on train spots. Wonder how long that was on for. Showed there was a teacher in the US that showed their class Faces of Death. Successfully school. Yeah, I guess they have to be very careful these days, and I'm not sure they would accept tapes or discs from anyone anymore.
Yeah, that's the thing of the past.
AJ ruined it for everyone.
Could have done.
For sure, Super Mario. All right, take care, Joe. Russell's here. Good evening, Russell. What the hell's this guy? So the clown's got hookers now.
Yeah, he's a
now, what I remember.
Yeah, go on.
So Marcin gets a device in him that if his heart stops.
Yeah, these bombs will detonate or something. Yeah.
But then Spawn just has his unnamed powers that lifts it out of his body without hurting him and crushes it.
There we go.
And he didn't think to have a fail-safe if he was shot in the chest and it destroyed the thing. It would set off the things or.
No, don't think back too much. There's no question. It's a mess of a script at times.
Oh, it was on for a minute. Oh yeah, it starts off with a lot of Fs, doesn't it? She thought she was going to lose her job. Ah, pretty hilarious. She's in the classic, The Killer Tongue. I'm going to have to look up this. I did in Firearm, but I think she's too big at the moment. Yeah, it's me. Thanks for joining us. I remember that in the video shop, but I was too embarrassed to rent it. Was it this one? Oh, Spawn's down. Spawn's down.
And I think it's
Good evening, Shay. I think that's right, guys. Welcome. Oh, and he's back. Or Reboot. Coming 2024. Well, it's going to be. Start making it very quick.
Got to get Todd on the case.
I don't know what I feel about him dressed as a cheerleader in this.
Yeah, that looks awful.
I don't know. Yeah, it's not scary. Yeah, they got the PlayStation 1 effects picking him up. Can't remember.
I hear what happened was in ILM. It was bring your kids to work day.
Design the devil for us.
And they just let them do it.
Oh yeah, Christmas '95. Cool Runnings or Sister Act 2? Oh yes, Cool Runnings, I think.
I remember once when we watched. I brought Die Hard in one year. What? It was that, film. Or it was Die Hard or Look Who's Talking. Die Hard got chose.
Sure. Speaking of which, I'm watching Die Hard on Saturday as it's opening on. There you go. It's the Die Hard. Yeah, you jumped off then. Move back up there.
Sure.
Die Hard Saturday, and then Hard to Die on Sunday. One of them has lots of naked, attractive ladies in it. See, he started collecting VHS. He's 10 already. Yeah, it's a slippery slope, so be careful. There's plenty of freebies out there, so it's an easy hobby. That's why I do it. Oh, poor supply teachers. Yes, you gotta wonder why they bother.
Yeah.
Oh, did you hear that a school put on Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey by accident, thinking it was an innocent, U-rated one? I can believe someone would have done that. Oh, look, it's Winnie the Pooh. He's like Batman, but better. And he's from hell. And he's the devil. Now, is he the devil, or is he just the devil's assistant in this?
In the comics, he does go on to become King of Hell.
Because is there hundreds and thousands of spawns in Hell? Or are they just?
There have been different variations of spawns throughout time. That what you see in the film when they're all in the background, just like a sort of
the army,
cheap, you know. Let's just design one thing and just pop them all over. But there are different variations, They don't all look the same, but there are different types of spawns. Like Ghost Rider. There's been loads of Ghost Riders throughout time.
I have cool eyes. People can get me in the shop as a model. Oh, you got as a glow-in-the-dark edition toy. Do you have that one?
I don't have a glow-in-the-dark spawn, no.
Jim's here. Good evening, Jim. A trailer is releasing next month. Do Dwayne Johnson is playing me. That is probably happening in an alternate universe.
Mm.
I can definitely see them picking him for that. But I don't know if he'd put the makeup on. He wouldn't allow that. Be covered up.
No, I wouldn't.
I used to love 93 Mario Brothers. It doesn't hold up, and you can see the production problems in the finished film. But the Blu-ray is worth getting for the excellent making of. Yeah, I didn't enjoy it the last time I watched it.
And that's getting a 4K release, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Why?
That's what I question. Sometimes. I mean,
Yeah.
this hasn't got a 4K release, then why is that getting a 4K release?
Do you really want to see this in 4K?
There's some scenes in this on Blu-ray where it does look a bit where it could do with touching up. But no, I wouldn't need 4K.
But yeah, like this is the full uncut version of on your VHS, which, like he says, was rare back in the day. Yeah, I've only got where's Reanimator? That was here somewhere. It's another one that was, like you say, cut to bits and then re-released in about 2000s, uncut.
Now the dog, I don't think you could do this nowadays, but the dog's name in this.
Oh yes,
is Spaz.
Spaz. Nothing wrong with that. I call you a Spaz all the time.
Behind my back, maybe.
Oh, I'm talking about renting Killer Tongue. Ah, now you got me curious. Yeah, I'm curious. Ooh. William Malone messaged me. Okay. Right, hang on. Oh yeah, the director of House on the Haunted Hill. Right. Your school sounded awesome. There you go.
Oh, what, my school? Whose school?
Anyone that had a film, because we only had once, and that was Monster Squad, and I bought that in.
I think, things were different back then, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, well different.
I'm currently on a date with Natalie Portman. Oh, that's lucky. What a beautiful soul. Well, as long as those videos are all Halloweens, they were good. Oh, yes, 10 Halloweens is there. Yeah. I think I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Halloweens on VHS. Saw a Brit film called The Shout with a young Tim Curry and John Hurt on YouTube. Little bit of nudity in cricket. It's definitely a British film then. Oh, while we're here, AJ will explain the rules to cricket.
No, I don't know the rules of cricket.
But you're British.
You explain.
Or English.
You explain them.
I haven't a fucking clue. Apart from hitting a ball for a 6 is all I know. I've said this before, but I remember them showing us a Time to Kill in school. To this day, I don't understand why. Oh, that's educational because it's about race relations in the Deep South and how problematic it can be. Oh, David Harbour is in the post-credit scene, so there'll be a Hellboy 2. Well, I will ask Hellboy 1 director Neil Marshall that in a couple of weeks. I don't think he's going to talk about Hellboy much because he's probably sick to death of talking about it.
Wow.
He got shafted in that, basically.
It wasn't a very good film, was it?
It's essentially the same as this.
Sorry?
It's like this. The original concept was completely changed during production.
It's still gutted that didn't get Hellboy 3.
Well, I was never a fan of the Golden Circle, is it? Golden Army.
Golden Army.
First one was better. Although we are doing Blade 2 on Friday now with Ross's what's the name of the Ross actor?
Luke Goss.
No, Luke Goss, yes, bless him. He's very good in that. And he's very good in the Golden Army as well. But
Yeah.
And even Death Race, one of the Death Race sequels he's in, isn't he? Or 2 of them.
That's right. Yes, he took over the role from Statham. Yeah.
Yes, early 90s sci-fi and fantasy, obsessed with the industrial factory look. I guess it was just readily available. Like the Crystal Maze Industrial Zone, that's it. Russell, is that the one with Alan Bates and Susanna York? I'm meaning to give that a look. There you go. Adopted British and was born German. There you go. I love the song Baby Shark. No, we're not doing that. Don't sing any Baby Sharks. I will block you.
What happens if I sing it? Does it bring this watch party to an end?
It does, because we're cancelled and copyrighted. So, what's the dog's name in Dam Busters? I dread to think. Unless it's Spot.
I don't know.
Say it.
I do know what.
I just remembered Tim and John. Film Fanatics gone. See you later. Thanks for joining us. The Time to Kill was pretty rough watching in the school. Yeah, there's a lot of nasty things happening in that one. My only rule of cricket is don't watch cricket. Yeah, well, a sport shouldn't take 3 days to fucking play. Oh, here we go. Or the victimizer, or the vaporizer, or the vibrator. So yeah, that is. Doesn't he have 6 versions of him or something? The Violator. See, this transformation's not too bad.
On VHS.
No, even on the Blu-ray. Well, it's once he starts getting bigger, then it's not so good. But the initial change from clown.
No,
to
but then you
monster,
have the practical. You do have a practical version.
Yeah.
You got PS2 style.
Oh, it's gone up a level.
And then you have. Then you turn to a practical puppet type thing, which looks pretty good. You know, this is the thing. They're happy to use a puppet for scenes for this.
Yeah.
But they're not for the devil, Malbolgia. And the puppet.
Well, yeah, they did say they had a puppet, but then they didn't use it. But they thought a puppet would look stupid. And why does this guy Spawn have a gun when it's useless against all these monsters?
We always use guns in the comic as well.
I used to play cricket. There you go. I used to play cricket. Luke Goss, thank you. Have you watched The Ugly Duckling? It's an animated film from 1997. Can't say it rings a bell. He's so stoned he can't type. Noah Mason's film collector. He's back. Friend of yours, isn't he?
You had him on it. He was here earlier under his other channel.
Oh, is he? Oh, the Film Fanatic.
Yeah.
I'm back. The Violator effect always pretty good. See, Franz knows. Oh. Christ, there's still over half an hour of this left.
Look, it's a nice short. I chose a short film for you.
Yeah, you're the one that made the mistake with Supergirl. So yeah, the kid's dad gets killed. But that's on Spawn.
This is where I think you've missed. Is McFarlane been missed?
I don't know. He is. Is that him running away? He is in the run alley.
This is it. He point. No, that's not him.
I can't remember. I saw him. Yeah, he's just one of the frightened people, isn't he? That runs away. But yeah, he's still shooting at this fucking massive monster that he hasn't damaged yet with any bullets. He's just spraying randomly and missing. Although Michael J. White was in a film called Commando a few years ago. That is not related to. So what happened to the dog? Has it run away or is it dead?
Can't remember.
John Wick would take out this thing. If it's in dogs. It's behind you, waiting for you to turn around, then it's going to fight you.
The dog has to die. The dog should die anyway. It's not politically correct. It's not politically correct dog. They need to go back into this film and edit it for a modern audience.
That's the only issue. Oh, there you go. The only 15 film we saw in school was The Power of One. I think it's my weird English teacher was a fan of it for some reason. What's The Power of One? That sounds familiar.
I don't know.
Sounds familiar, but it sounds like
sorry.
Oh dear. Past your bedtime again, isn't it?
It is.
We should have done it earlier.
I'd usually be in bed by now.
Has Spawn said anything else? No, he's disappeared again. I've been around. Right. I haven't seen the Power one since it came out on video. I remember it being depressing as hell. I've since found out that Daniel Craig played one of the bad guys in it. Yeah, I remember it being not a fun film. So yeah, so he's stuck him on the railings, and now just left him there. He's not even pinned as such, is he? He's just, or is it in his back?
It's in his back, innit?
But it doesn't seem to be affecting him, apart from he's just stuck.
I've actually got somewhere a chain, and it's got that Spawn character on it in that crucified position.
Ah.
That I bought. At the time this film came out, I bought it in the Forbidden Planet up in London.
Nice.
I've still got it somewhere.
Back when Forbidden Planet wasn't a rip-off.
Well, what do you mean rip-off?
Double the price you can get anywhere else.
I think it is more aimed towards tourists now. Most definitely.
Yeah, I used to visit the big London one all the time.
When it was where?
Was it Piccadilly in the Trocadero, or was it near there? I can't remember.
No, you had one on. It started on Denmark Street, which is a tiny little road up near Tottenham Court Road, where all the music shops are. Then it went on to New Oxford Street.
Right.
And then where is it now? Shaftesbury Avenue. Right.
I don't think where it was. I think it was the one by. What's the first one you said?
Denmark Street.
No, the one, the other one.
New Oxford Street.
Yeah, no, that must be the first one. But yeah, no, the station for. I remember the tube station being nearby that you mentioned. So yeah, what's his powers?
Whose powers?
The green guy.
The green guy.
Because he can make a knife with his hand and then it disappears. So, is he one of the Spawn wannabes that got turned good?
I couldn't tell you. Don't worry about it.
I always bring you on as an expert for these fucking things. You have no clue.
I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be an expert.
You've read the comics, all the comics, nearly, and collect the figures. You've seen the film.
And I'm starting to reread them now. But when I read these comics originally, we're talking mid-90s.
Ah.
I can barely remember what I had for breakfast this morning.
What did you have for breakfast this morning?
What did I didn't have anything.
Oh,
I was up and out early.
That's an easy one to remember. Oh, it's got young. Yeah, Stephen Dwarf, the power one. Yeah, is it in South Africa? I believe. Now it's coming back. Oh dear. So yeah, Noah's going to make a 6-gun gorilla film. Good for you. I think Craig was the baddie. Yeah, Craig was the baddie in Sharp and stuff like that before he was famous.
Mm-hmm.
Jay's got Spawn on DVD. Yes. Because one of those you've showed was a knockoff one. You got the DVD in a Blu-ray case. You got a DVD in the Blu-ray case.
Yeah, no. What it is I've got that one there. That's the Blu-ray case for the American release, but inside is the Region 1 DVD, not the Blu-ray. Reason for that is because I had the old DVD case, which was clip case, Region 1, that folded out with spot cloths on the front. And Matt hadn't seen the film, so I sent Matt the DVD, the Blu-ray in the DVD case. I wanted to keep the Blu-ray case, so I just put the Region 1 DVD into that. There we go. That's the reason why it's knockoff.
Oh yeah. Ordered the Barfly with Mickey Rourke. I still need to see Barfly. Is that Violet Beauregard on the telly? Who's that? Well, what would you both rate Spawn? Worth a watch once.
I don't rate films like that.
Unless it's the Batman.
No, I mean I don't give films. I never give a film something out of 10. There's a reason for that, because once you start, because you contradict films, it's the ratings start contradicting one another.
Yeah.
In a sense, it makes more sense to rate out of 100 in my mind, because if I'm going out of 10, one day I might give a film that's really good an 8 out of 10, and then a year later there's another film that I give an 8 out of 10. But when you compare the two films, this one's far better than this film. See what I mean?
Yeah.
When you're only playing around with that in that little ballpark figure, you start to. That
Spawn's a 1 out of 100.
Spawn's. If I was giving it out of 10, I'd give it maybe a 4.
Ooh.
3.5.
Praise from Caesar. And what's the point of this? He steals a motorbike. I thought you could fly a minute ago.
No, he doesn't fly. His cape might be able to. What is it?
It was zipping around the streets a minute ago on his cape.
Yeah. It can't fly.
I want you to return Spaz to me.
And he takes the bike so that he can do that good,
because of this an action car chase has got to be in it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, they were teleporting earlier, but now the clown needs to drive places. Not that I'm picking holes in your film.
What? Sorry.
Not that I'm picking any holes in your favorite film.
Yeah. I never claimed it was a good film.
If I remember rightly, PG-13 or 12 rated version had the shot of him pinned to the fence was zoomed in because it looked too much like a crucifix pose. Makes sense.
That was the point of the shot.
Although, yeah, I don't know why that's of all things to cut out or change. No. Was there an adult version called Spawn? Spawn.
That's a good. That's good. I don't know. Have a look it up. Gareth, have a look.
Let me just share my screen while I look it up.
Have a look in your VHS collection. You probably got it.
Notified of what that ever happened to HR Puffin stuff. That sounds familiar. I have the ugly duckling VHS. Actually, I might actually have that. Now you mention it.
What, Spawn? Spawn.
And Spawn. Got a wardrobe full of Spawn, but Ugly Duckling, I think I have a low budget animated version. I got the Wrestler and Sin City is Marv. Yeah, Rock has some good stuff. Now explain what's happening here. So his cloak can wrap around him and make his motorcycle shielded.
Basically, it puts like a cocoon shell around it. Well, it done it with the wall, didn't it?
And then now
it's gone over the bike and it's created a silly looking
very silly, and a bike that tips over easy.
Yeah.
Had a big blue face like Beauregard. And then see, there's not too bad this CGI thing, and then
no, now it digs, and turns into big solidified.
Yeah, it's
bike
turning into Green Lantern now, isn't he?
Hey, there's your money shot. That big. Oh no, not that bit. That's your Bruce Willis Die Hard shot coming up.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty good effect for him flying.
Yeah, your Die Hard 2 shot.
Why is that way behind? Yeah. Yeah, it looks better than
Die
Hard 2.
I'm gonna have to pause it.
Well, the VHS is going quicker. Shay's got a VCR. I've got.
No, I'm in front of you.
Well, exactly. There you
There's the Die Hard 2 shot.
It actually looks better than the Die Hard 2 shot. So Larry's here. See, it was a pretty decent film minus some dodgy CGI.
There we go.
Dodgy.
Now you've caught up with mine.
There you go. Now, cut to. When did he take the CD? Because you see him looking at it on the desk, but then he doesn't seem to pick it up. And then suddenly he's got it at his house. Ooh, only knockoff I have is a creepy Van Damme movie. What's that? Rob Schneider in that one. In Hong Kong with him. See the HBO. Oh, clickety click. Yeah, so the animated series is apparently better than the film.
Yes, that's what that DVD is.
Only ran for one season, did it, or not?
No, there was three. There
Seasons.
was. It's about 18 episodes, but it was Spawn 1, Spawn 2, Spawn 3. So this
That's right,
here has all
18 episodes.
that has. Oh, I just dropped a disc.
Hey, when that happens.
4 discs in that. One, two, yeah. So you had Spawn 1, Spawn 2, Spawn 3.
Okay.
Yeah, about 6 episodes apiece.
It's funny how he's doing a video chat in HD on this 90s laptop. But doesn't have a camera as well. He was just video conferencing with someone. It was obviously a recording.
Very picky.
When it comes to ratings, it depends on what the film they're trying to achieve. Yeah, 4 out of 10 is fair for Spawn. I'll always have a certain amount of nostalgia for it, but it is a bit crap.
Yeah, it's a film that
the only one doing the acting is Martin Sheen, isn't it? He shoots the computer screen because that's going to stop it. Stop it uploading to the internet. Oh, Angel Heart's good. Yes, that's a good one. That's a good rock film. Oh, yes, he is. Michael J. White is in the bloody awful Universal Soldier sequel, Universal Soldier: The Return.
That's right.
Only Van Damme returns. But yeah.
But Lundgren did come back for the 3rd and 4th.
Oh, yes, you reviewed those, didn't you? Or the discs?
No, I only reviewed the 3rd
the
one.
first one.
I like the 3rd one.
Have you not done the 2 illegitimate Universal Soldier sequels?
What, the TV films? No. I've never seen them.
Nor have I. They're hard to get. Bloody clown. Yeah, I guess what channel would have? They've gone on one of the Sky channels, wouldn't it? The Spawn animation rather than ITV.
Yeah, it's very. It's very. It's more akin to the comic book than what this is.
There you go. That's why I hate Ebert. He didn't review then based on what they were, just seemed to hate certain genres and rated them bad accordingly. Yeah, he was notorious. He was. Did anyone hear about yes, Chandler O'Brien, which is good? Yeah, they're not the best films, but they're still great. Fun anyway.
Yeah, the 4K. I know that I can tell you that Zavi, when they advertised the 4K one, they advertised it as a Blu-ray 4K edition, but it's since been announced that it's just a 4K. There ain't a Blu-ray in that, so I don't know if there's a Blu-ray version and a 4K version, but the 4K version doesn't have the Blu-ray in it, if that makes sense.
Sort of. Yeah, shooting computer screens always helps. Like shooting doorknobs always opens them. Yes,
and it's out at the end of April.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see the button
in me too. Yeah. Yeah, I never watched them.
Yeah, and then there's Universal Soldier Return, and Regeneration, and then
Day of Reckoning.
Yeah, neither of those two seem to be connected though.
Oh no, I'd say that the third one is. Third one makes sense.
Well, how did it get Dolph Lundgren back? He's
cloned. It goes into cloning technology.
Does it? I must have missed that reference.
But that's in the third one. The fourth film, I don't understand how that fits into any sort of continuity whatsoever. Because Van Damme's now bad in
it. He's doing a Colonel Kurtz, isn't he? And
and I just
Scott
don't
Atkins.
Yeah,
there's been implanted or memories that show him killing his family, and he didn't have a family, and
Yeah, I don't know how that film works at all. I've never understood whether it's
Okay.
not in continuity or whether it is meant to be somehow. Or no.
Yeah, that makes Bravo. That's one of the channels I
That
thought
sounds about right.
would have been on back in the day. Oh, he's pissed off now. So yes, kill Martin Sheen and set off. It's not like Martin Sheen's special. Anyone could kill him. I don't know why they had to need Spawn to do it.
Well, there you go. I don't know. Look, stop picking at the plot.
Oh, there's a plot now, is there?
Well, barely.
Because they have to kill him and set off the gas to kill the world. I don't know who brought the ball gag to the situation, but unless they found it in the house,
It doesn't make much sense. But don't think about it.
I got one of the China O'Briens on VHS. I can't remember which one. Yes. She's fighting the skirt. Yeah, she was great. Fighting. Zavi do deluxe editions at times, which had the film on Blu-ray 4K, but that's usually with Arrow titles.
Mm.
Van Damme just seems human again in Unisol 2, even though he's basically a zombie. Yeah, I've never worked out what they actually are, because are they just enhanced in the first one? Or are they robotics or cybernetics? Or it never fully explained what they are.
Reanimated corpses.
Yeah, so they are.
Well, in Regeneration, they're trying to work him back into society, aren't they?
Yeah, even though he was so fine at the end of the first film and the second film.
Well, there we go.
Used to love a bit of Bravo back in the day. Well, yeah. Obviously, Michael Myers was flush and had Sky. So here we go. He's got X-ray vision that can open up a person, pull out stuff, and then heal them.
His powers are whatever the script requires.
It's pretty much it, isn't it? It's like a modern superhero film. He never mentions them before, or like in the modern Star Wars films with stuff they have. I don't think I know Angelina Ballerina. Might be a bit too young for me.
I know Angelina Ballerina.
Yeah, so in modern. Well,
I've not seen it, but I know of it.
Yeah, it is okay. It's barely 90 minutes, I think, as well. I saw it in the cinema. I was very excited for that one. I thought
because 88 Films released it as part of their Jean-Claude Van Damme not long ago, or a year
which
or
one?
so ago. The Return of Universal Soldier. And I used to hate it. But then I watched it when I got it. And it weren't as bad as what I remembered.
No, it's got some good scenes in it and half decent action.
I think what it is when you're comparing it. I mean, a lot of films today are very lackluster.
Yes.
So you go back to these older films that were quite bad back then, and they don't seem as bad. Actually, as bad as what you thought they were.
Yes, Angel Heart, Purple Green Image, but Young Out Roberts. Spun. Keep forgetting about this Spun. And he played in Mickey and the Animal Factory. Okay. The Sci-Fi Channel was good too. It was the first time I saw Halloween 3 uncut. Yes, sci-fi is awesome. And then they went all CGI monster movies and never recovered from it. They used to actually be at sci-fi TV shows and stuff. The first time I ever saw Death Wish 3 was on Bravo, and it was a butchered American TV edit. The grape soda scene with Deanna Troy was completely removed.
Marina Sirtis. Marina Sirtis. Do you remember Up the Elephant and Around the Castle with Jim Davis?
Oh, yes.
Marina Sirtis was in that, wasn't she?
I don't know. I can't remember. Because she's in The Wicked Lady and Death Wish 3, I know of. And she, for some reason, she did 2 films with Michael Winner, even though she hated him. I guess a job's a job.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. So and another one. They can just take a trip to hell in a fireplace. Just Okay.
And why not?
Yeah, 88 films do some good releases, don't they?
They do.
I think I got some.
Saying that, I just
Oh.
picked up, right, off of Amazon. It came today. You know the Jet Li film, The One?
Oh, yes. The
88
awesome Jet Li film, The One.
Yeah, 88 film steelbook in a slip, side on slip with film poster in it as well. $8.99.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Where was this?
Amazon.
That's all right.
See if it's still there.
They showed the US TV version of Death Wish 2 as well, which had some alternate takes in the maid scene. Yes, I can imagine. Even the quest seems all right these days. Yes, still, at least it looks like a real film and has real fighting in it, or real fighters, I should say. Matt's here, just in time for the end, Matt, with this. What the fuck ever is going on?
Hiya, Matt. Matt got it as well.
What, The One?
Yeah. Let's have a look. If it's still.
Tom Baker's, yeah. Yes, the Martin Sheen doll, yeah. And that's not the worst thing to happen, because the Spawn costume looks awesome all the time in this, and his helmet goes on with the.
Hey, look, there you go. Does that show up? No, that's too bright.
Oh, Nero. Yeah.
For The One.
I'm nobody's bitch. You are all mine.
Oh, what are we talking about? The Martin Sheen doll for the Martin Sheen doll? What are we talking
I guess it's in this when he's thrown around. Yeah, she doesn't think of Michael Winner. No one remembers Michael Winner fondly. Good bargain, that wink.
Yeah.
No one told me about it, so it's all gone now. Yeah, she must have been hard up to work with Winner twice. Yeah, she got lucky with Star Trek. Or did she? What's this sheep monster? You got all these Spawn soldiers that just go, yay, standing on their floating rocks. Like, they're fucking useless. They don't do anything. And then he just zaps them with his next magical special power no one knew he had.
Yeah, and it just fires through each of them. Yeah.
And then pops them. Yeah, it's 1980s graphics. Yeah, Chris the Dragon, but never being good, but never saw The One. Oh, The One is great fun. It's got Jason Statham in an early role, and
that's right.
Jet Li fighting himself in various universes. So it's pretty fun. But yeah, I am doing a show with Cool Moviegram about Asian martial artists making films in the late 90s, 2000s, because you had like Jet Li in The One and Kiss of the Dragon and the one where he's Danny the Dog or whatever it's called, and then Rush Hour and Shanghai Noon with Jackie Chan, and you got Donnie Yen in Highlander Endgame and Blade 2.
Oh, is that why you watched Highlander Endgame, is it?
No, I just fancied watching. I watched Highlander 3 because I saw something on it, and I fancied watching that. I thought, might as well do Endgame.
So why don't you watch Highlander the Source then?
I probably will. I haven't seen it for a while.
Seriously, it's Highlander the Source is. It continues with Adrian Paul, who played Duncan.
Yeah.
And
is it?
It just makes, again, it's a film that it goes too far.
Yeah.
Set in this sort of meant to be a post-apocalyptic future, and
yeah, I must have blanked the whole thing because I remember nothing about it. I
what?
must have seen it at least twice. The Source.
Oh, have you seen it? Have you? Yeah,
I've seen it at least once or twice.
Abysmal. Although it done well for me, it made me quite a bit of money. Because what happened was Highlander the Source was released in Russia originally. It got a release in Russia on physical media.
There we go.
Right, and I still have it, a DVD of it in a jewel case and the title on it is the Russian title is Topua, Topua.
Oh yeah.
And I'd got that somehow. I don't know where I got it from, but I got it, and then I was burning copies of it and selling them on eBay.
How dare you, sir?
And I'd done it for quite a while, and people, I sold quite a fair few of them, because the film wasn't released in any other region. It was the only way to see it.
Right.
And obviously, it was before the days of internet and downloading and all that.
Or people finding out it's shit.
Yeah. The film got withdrew. It was released there, then it got withdrew for editing to be re-edited. So it was about another year. It was about a year before it came out again after that. And by which time, and no one ever, eBay never caught on that I was selling crap or crappy, not original copies, because the film had been released originally in Russia. So there we go.
Yes. How dare you, sir?
Back in the day.
I Kiss the Dragon is difficult to get now because of the Bat and Mouse. Oh, don't know. I don't have. Do I have? No, I don't have that on VHS. Apparently,
ironically, and I will say I've got a copy of. For some reason, there's a copy of Highlander Sauce behind the TV, just 3 meters away from me.
Well, if you've got time,
on DVD, still sealed as well.
Oh.
And it's in a metal case.
Very nice. Don't open it then. We have a celebrity in Ricky, the old AF reviewers. So yes, actor extraordinaire in his new film coming up, One Night Rental. He's on Patrick's channel on, what is it, Sunday, I believe. Have Cheetah will view with some of the cast and crew.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome, sir. Won't come on my channel, but the action figure. He hated that toy.
Yeah,
as I say,
action figure was. I do have a Spawn movie figure still sealed.
Yeah, which one was it?
Got from the movie.
The Spawn one.
Yeah, yeah. I never did have the Martin Sheen one.
Unleashed. Thank you, Michael Mans. Danny the dog. To be there. He was good in Romeo Must Die. Yeah, that's the one with the people who die by X-rays. Once Upon a Forest is my second favorite animated film. I don't think I know that one. Bridget Fonda still in her prime yet, before life hit hard. But yeah, she was very nice back then. I remember that still, but the one being about £30. I don't think the extras are any different from the old American release. But yeah, if you don't have it, grab that before everyone buys it. Bootlegs, yes. Matt's disowned you now. Look at that.
Yeah.
How dare you?
It's in the past. It's in the past. Years ago.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Back in the day of VHS, when you used to pirate VHSs, with the old SCART leads hooking the players up together.
I don't condone this.
Right. I used to sell them to teachers at school.
Oh, the man's a menace.
And I always used to look for top loaders in second-hand stores, the old top loader VHSs, because when you get the Macrovision logo come up, top loaders would block Macrovision for some reason. They would, so I always looked for top loaders.
I don't know if it's because they were made before it was a thing, and
probably
just ignore it because they don't understand it. Oh, Spawn's there, and you can't even read these titles. So they move and they're blurry, and then they're not written the best. So
what's that? I didn't realise the film came to an end. But yeah, you didn't need 2 top loaders to do it. You just needed the one.
Because the one, to get rid of the protection. Yeah.
I can't remember what way round it was that you had to have them. But
I bet Mean Street looks good. 70s New York. So Melinda Clarke as Jessica Priest. Let's see. Francis never saw The Source, but remember my ex-brother-in-law, who was a massive Highlander fan, foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, it was because I really liked the TV series of Highlander. I thought it was great, and Endgame I didn't mind as a ending to the sort of film series, the TV series. But The Source just went
yeah, because there was the sort of Highlander's TV show. Then there was the Raven spin-off, wasn't there? And then there was an animated TV show.
Yep.
Was there another one?
There was a
TV
Highlander. There was a sort of manga-ish film, animated film that was done.
Right.
Highlander TV shows lasted 6 seasons. The last season only being half a season length. The Raven lasted 1 full season. What was her name? Amanda something in that. The actress, I can't remember her name. Amanda something.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I was hoping you knew.
No, I can't remember. But she popped up a lot during the run of the TV show. The Highlander TV show, she was in that.
Yeah, Blonde Girl was in everything.
Was it Elizabeth Grayson? Why does that name ring a bell?
Don't know. I could Google it, but I can't be bothered. eBay wouldn't even let me sell a legit Arrow limited edition of Necromanica. Yeah, there are some things you can't. Oh, he's gone again.
Oh, we lost
Where'd
him.
he go?
I don't know. Where'd you go?
You dropped off.
I did get banned from eBay a couple of times. I will say that. I just set up a new one.
Well, exactly. It's like, how can they stop you? But yeah, there are some films which you're not allowed to sell on. Like you have to get an import license for like the human centipedes, don't you? I think you have to have
Really?
special. I think so. Yeah, you're not allowed to.
Blue Steel with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, from the director of Point Break and Strange Days, etc. Blue Steel is awesome.
Yeah, I do have that on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I've got it on VHS. And I think it's rental, but it's not an action thriller. It's more of a slow burn cat and mouse thriller, isn't it? With the guy from Time Cop. Yes, I forgot to mention the soundtrack of this because you don't hear it. It's a lot of techno, heavy metal, thrash, whatever it is.
Do you have on VHS? Do you have V.I. Wachowski?
Yes. I got it recently, but yeah, that's another note. There's going to be a franchise in the round. But yeah, this was a very popular soundtrack, probably more popular than the film was. One of those. Our Spawn. Twice in 24 hours, it's not held up.
You put yourself through it. Don't blame me.
Hey, some of us have to do research. I thought having an expert, I wouldn't have to, but obviously I learned from last time.
Hi, Adrian.
Agents, yeah. Jerky credits made it look like a bootleg. Yeah, look at this. It's all over the shop, and then it turns on its side, and it's pretty pointless because you can't read half of them because of the font they use. Macrovision went back as early mid-80s because Aliens definitely had it. Okay, so everyone's trying to rip off people now. Blue Steel's pretty good. Thought Eric Red's involvement is obvious. At times it feels like Hitcher in an urban setting, the way Ron Silver pops up out of nowhere. Yeah, I keep forgetting Eric Red. Because the Hitch is coming out again, isn't it? Version soon.
Is it?
On 4K? Is it coming out in 4K or is it already out?
No, I know yet. I know it kept getting spoke about being released. But is it coming? I've not seen nothing on it.
Well, allegedly. Well, yeah, the thing about the third Highlander film, it had many different names before it came out.
That's right.
And then it's got, what is it called?
They got the Sorcerer, Third Dimension.
Yeah.
But then only two, I think.
There's another one. Because I've got a VHS somewhere in the loft where it's advertised on the spine of a VHS. And of course, it never happened that way. Because I remember after Highlander 2, I saw Highlander 3 in the video shops. I thought, I'll get that. Rented it, and then it's just the pilot episode of the TV show that Christopher Lambert turned up for 2 episodes as a handover.
In which he looks like Farmer Giles in it or something like that, yeah.
So I was very upset. And then, of course, Highlander the Sorcerer comes out next. Do I trust that? So I did fall for that one as well. Yes, 7, definitely. Getting 7 vibes from this. All shaky things happening in the background. Can't read it. Based on Image Comics. Have you ever watched Maniac Cop? That was good. Yes. Maniac Cop. I do like the first two. The third one's all right, but yeah, that had a lot of production issues. But I don't have any of them. I do have Shocker somewhere.
And Shocker starred Mitch Pileggi
Yes, how do you pronounce that?
from
Pileggi.
X-Files fame.
I was doing well yesterday about finding VHS tapes. There it is.
Shocker was always good. I've got that on. I've got that on.
Yeah,
I've got
It's
that
a
on Blu-ray.
it's
somewhere.
one of those two-tone films. Like the first half is completely different to the second half, isn't it? Oh, there you go. Pull your pants down pictures. All right, there we go. Let's get through
Yay.
these comments so I can stop looking at you.
Yeah, get from.
Deborah Unger, that's it. Oh, she was in Crash, of course, yes. But yeah, she disappeared after the early 2000s. I'm watching The Thing of Ours, a mob film with James Caan, Frank Vincent. And that's with Pussy on Sopranos. Blue Steel had a pre-fame Tom Sizemore and Clancy Brown with a perm. Can't be a perm. We need a remake of Spawn. It's up to the McFarlane, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's the only one that can make it happen. Oh, she's at the point where she's playing grandmother roles. Oh, no. Credits are like, oh, irreversible. I've never seen that because of it's not fun.
Oh, dear.
Entertainment and Video released the first release of Spawn. Hang on. Yep, there it is. Nice little
Yeah.
red around the side. I need to check which ones I got. That is depressing because she was very nice indeed. Goodbye, Che. Later. So, Night. Shocker is awesome, but it gets very silly towards the end. Yeah. It's sort of like reminds me of that film where they go into the telly and stay tuned. So, good night. Oh, Matt's asleep already. When I heard that they killed Connor in Endgame, I decided to give it a miss. Same with C. Thomas Howell in The Hitcher. Spoilers. But yes, I still don't know how it works in Endgame because doesn't Connor win in the first film? They got round it in the third film because the guy gets buried and he's out of the game.
No, you got to think of you've got to think of Endgame as a continuation of. Although no, this is where it gets. Endgame is more a continuation of the TV show.
Yes.
The TV show's in its own. It's not linked to the first film in a sense.
Right.
It just, you know what I mean. An Endgame is more a continuation of that.
Yeah. Yes, Clancy Brown was good in Pet Sematary 2. He's just
Clancy Brown's always good in anything, really.
yeah, well, everything is. There was, and the voice of Mr. Krabs.
He voiced Lex Luthor, and he voiced Lex Luthor.
Lex Luthor, yeah.
And he was very good in Starship Troopers.
Yeah. Dexter, he was in the latest series, wasn't he? And then, yeah, there can only be one, but there's loads of sequels and spin-offs. Right, there's only time to thank you, AJ, for joining me once again. And as usual, he's reminded we're doing Catwoman.
If you want to sit through Catwoman, I'll sit through it.
I do need to see it again, so you might as well have fun with
All
it.
right. Yeah, I don't mind watching Halle Berry
Thank
for
you,
90 minutes. You know.
An old Sharon Stone. All right, I'll look at ordering that because I don't own it for some reason. No one's bought that one and giving it away. Oh yeah,
they love it so much.
Yeah, everyone's just kept their VHS copy because, like he says,
yeah,
it's probably worth more than the Spawn one. Right, thanks, AJ. Thanks for everyone for joining us, and I'll see you next time.